Hey, it's David Farmer, and today we're going to be looking at non-traditional used vehicle acquisition strategies. Yes, that is a mouthful, but it is something that you need to be looking at. Hey, today we're going to be looking at different ways that you can acquire used vehicles for your dealership. Now, if you look at a company that has been making some huge changes in buying vehicles directly from consumers in a non-traditional way, we know that we're going to be talking about Carvana. Now, if you look at the stock price today for Carvana, it's dropped from over $370 down to somewhere in the low 100s. So they have their own challenges. But if you look at the information that they have shared in their shareholder releases, the most recent one as of today is Q3 of 2021. And this is going to provide a ton of insights into what they are doing to buy cars from your customers. Now, they're also doing other non-traditional ways to acquire used vehicles to feed their incredible appetite for used vehicle inventory. Recently made announcements that they're working with Roots, they're working with Hertz as a way to provide a retail outlet for those rental vehicles through their reconditioning centers. So they have a whole team that is dedicated to enhance this product of used vehicle acquisition. So as a dealer, you need to be making sure that you're looking at used vehicle acquisition as a product of yours, as an individual department of yours. And today what I want to do is I want to share with you some ways and some technologies that you can utilize to be able to make some increases in used vehicle acquisitions directly from consumers on your dealership website. Now, a few things that were impressed me quite a bit in looking at some of this shareholder information that they've released. Going again back to Q3 of 2021, what struck me as incredible numbers is if you look at the Q3 data. Now, according to them, they delivered over 110,000 vehicles. That was what they said was 3 times in Q3 2021, they bought and sold 3 times more vehicles than they did in 2019. So pre-pandemic versus right in the middle. Q3, it was also right in the middle of the Delta wave, where a lot of other companies were having many challenges, from employees to getting customers into dealership showrooms. Carvana has been able to excel. They also talked about in their Q3 release call that they actually had to throttle the ability to buy cars and throttle the amount of cars that they had available on their dealership website because they were constrained on the ability to sell, recondition, and deliver and complete the paperwork for the demand that they had. So even with making those decisions to kind of pull back on all the vehicles running through their reconditioning centers, all the vehicles that they would have on their Carvana main website for sale, they still had incredible results. If you look at 2021 as a whole, they sold 110,000 vehicles in Q3, 100,000 vehicles in Q2, 92,000 in Q1. That's 300,000 vehicles, 3 quarters through the year. So, I mean, they're on track to be able to get to 500,000 vehicle sales. Now, their overall goal is to get to 2 million. So if you as a dealership right now are feeling the crunch of what they're doing in disrupting this used vehicle market, on how they're buying vehicles directly from your consumers or buying vehicles from companies that you would traditionally buy vehicles from, such as Hertz, it ain't going away. It is going to continue to build until they get on, it's going to continue to build. Now, there's a lot of conversation around dealerships, and I talk to people at dealerships today that they think that Carvana is just going to crumble underneath the pressure of taking care of the paperwork, getting vehicles through a reconditioning center, crumble because of the vehicles that they're delivering to consumers. One thing I would do is, I would recommend that you go to Carvana. I'll share my screen real quick here. This is a letter to the shareholders of Q3 2020. I would recommend that you download this and take a look at it and read through it. Look at some of these graphs that they are sharing in where they have their reconditioning centers, where they have their vending machines. I know that they have planned 8 more reconditioning centers in 2022. I don't know how many new additional vending machines, but if you look at the quarterly retail sales volume, I mean, this is growing exponentially since the beginning, what does it look like? Q1 in 2015 up to Q3 2021. Incredible growth. You look at their overall profitability from netting a negative $200 in GPU, gross profit per unit. Now in Q3 2021, they're at $4,672, which is the second highest that they've had at $5,120, which was Q2 in 2021. And you can continue to look at all of these metrics as far as EBITDA or net income loss. All of them are precipitatively increasing month over month, quarter over quarter. So Carvana's not going away. It's a publicly traded company. They got tons of cash. Another thing I would recommend that you do is go to Facebook. There's a Facebook group, and I'll link it down below, and you can find a Facebook reviews, a Carvana reviews Facebook group where consumers are sharing good experiences and bad experiences. And I can tell you, after monitoring this for the last few months, I'm seeing many more positive reviews than I am negative reviews. Many customers are allowing Carvana to go through and fix and repair vehicles. They're getting good results because of it. So bottom line is, Carvana's got a ton of cash. They're doing a lot of things right. They're doing a lot of things wrong, but they're doing a more things right, and they're going to continue to build, and they're going to, in my opinion, they're going to get to their goal sooner rather than later. So what does this have to do with a non-traditional used vehicle acquisition strategy? So traditionally in automotive, what we have in our dealerships, we have focused on new vehicle sales, used vehicle sales, and service department. Now, Carvana, completely different business model, where they have created a product of buying vehicles directly from consumers. And I think it's important in the beginning of 2022 to also make sure that dealerships have some sort of product in place, or a division, a department to buy vehicles directly from consumers. So the goal with this is not only to create a non-traditional used vehicle acquisition funnel, but also to be able to get consumers to enter the vehicle purchase funnel from a different point. Now, traditionally, what we've seen in automotive is that path to purchase starts with, what vehicle do I want to buy? And then, where do I want to buy it? And then they start to get to your dealership website and they find out what a vehicle availability is. And that is generally the top of the funnel for this path to purchase. Now, what Carvana has done with their vehicle acquisition model is they're starting to disrupt what that path to purchase funnel looks like. Now customers are thinking, hey, I want to buy a new vehicle. Maybe I should sell my car first and then go out and look. Then they go to Carvana, they put their plate number in, they put their VIN number in, they get a value, they get a strong value, and they have this very ease of use process to sell a vehicle to them. So why not sell it first and then go out and buy a vehicle? Now, this is something that this isn't anything that's new from a car buyer. We've been dealing with it for decades in automotive, where the school to learn how to buy a car from a car dealership is never bring your trade, always negotiate the deal on the car first, and then bring in the trade. So, I mean, this isn't anything new from a perception standpoint. Now, there is a button on a computer somewhere where you can press it and get a check from a vehicle, which is something that we had joked about back 10, 20 years ago when customers would bring in a book value from the internet. Now, so what can you do about it? We talked about why you want to do it. You're talking about how this is, how the business is changing. So what I want to do with you now is I want to share with you a way that you can utilize technology that can be installed on your dealership website to spearhead the used vehicle acquisition model or product or department in your dealership. Now, we supply this technology. We call it Express Cash Offer. It is designed to allow you to provide a real offer in real time for consumers as they visit your dealership website. So in addition to having that traditional path to purchase funnel where a customer is going to reach out to you after they decide what vehicle they want to buy and they want to maybe consider your dealership to buy it from, now we can address those customers to also consider having them sell you the vehicle, whether they buy a vehicle from you or not. Now, the good news is that you are always going to be in that top consideration list because you are going to be representing the OEM for many vehicles in your market area. So, I mean, if you're a Chrysler dealer, or a Toyota dealership, or a Nissan dealer, they may consider doing business with you first because they currently own a Nissan, a Toyota, or a Chrysler. So making sure that you have this ability to buy a car directly from a consumer right on your homepage of your dealership website to create that new channel would be very important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you right now. This is express-dealer.com. This is our demo website. And this is designed for you to look at all the different technologies that we provide for our dealers. And we're going to be looking at Express Cash Offer. And just quickly, I can get to Express Cash Offer a few different ways. On our companion site, I'm going to have a button right in the header button, which is going to launch this Express Cash Offer technology. And I can start the process just by pasting in my VIN or typing in my plate number and then completing the process there. We're also going to include a nice explainer video that's going to be marketing to get the customer to take that next step. Now, we also have the ability to add this tool in a Express Cash Offer interactive banner that might go on on your home page. It might go on top of your SRP or your VDP. Again, giving the customer the ability just to type in their VIN number. They can select their state. They can enter in their miles. And then they can start that process. Everything preloads, and you'll be able to provide that Express Cash Offer. Now, we also have the ability to drop this in on a search results page listing. We can jump in and put in a call to action button right on that page, or we can even do it in other ways, like we do on our VDP, where we have this sell or trade, get a real offer right on that vehicle display page. The last way that we can incorporate this on your dealership website is with what we call our Express Cash Offer mini tool. So this is a non-iframe tool that you can embed specifically on a landing page on your dealership's website that allows a customer to launch into the Express Cash Offer solution, fully optimized for desktop, tablet, and mobile, fully responsive, and adds SEO value, which an iframe would not. all customized to the OEM that you represent. Now, let's get into the Express Cash offer itself. So now I can just drop in a VIN number right here. I can enter my state. I can put in my mileage and take this next step. We're automatically going to decode that vehicle, and the technology that we utilize is going to allow us to decode 40% more vehicles all the way down to the year, make, model, trim, and hard ads with this enhanced machine learning system that we use. Now, as a customer would go through this process, of course, we're going to use this opportunity for lead gen. And so any customer that gets to this point in the process and then gets this next step is going to be very important. So regardless of what the customer does, from this point, we have a lead. Now I'm going to share some lead statistics at the end of this video on how effective this is at getting appraisals in your dealership showroom. Now the customer has the ability to select a star rating, so they're ranking their vehicle. We're not going to talk a whole bunch about that ranking system. We've talked about it in previous videos. So I'm going to go and get this next step here. I can add any additional options that were not decoded by the VIN. And like I said, we're decoding 40% more vehicles with this system to be able to bring in those hard ads. But maybe there is something that's port added that's not being added, or something that was added after the fact, dealer installed options, etc., like navigation or even leather. In this case, I will select navigation and I'll select leather. And then I'm going to get to the next part where I could upload images. We find that 15% of the customers will upload images of their vehicle. The customer does have the ability to skip that, and then boom, we're going to provide this Express Cash offer value. So we're not going to give them a range. We're not going to give them just a book value. We're going to give them a real offer for their vehicle. This is what customers expect. This is what they're getting at your competition, at Carvana, at Vroom, at Shift, at CarMax. There's plenty of places customers can get a real offer. If you're not providing a real offer to customers in real time, you're eliminating a whole channel that customers can engage with you. And the way that our system and process works, you're going to have a lot of flexibility on being able to justify the actual cash value compared to this Express Cash offer based on the overall condition of the vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and I can also complete the process by scheduling an appointment for the second step of the Express Cash offer process. First step is to do this. Second step is to visit in-store and to complete an on-site vehicle inspection. It's going to be exactly the same thing a customer has to do at Carvana, at CarMax, or Vroom. So this gives you the ability then to validate the ranking that the customer gave for the vehicle, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, and if it doesn't match up to those characteristics, you then have the ability to adjust higher or lower. Also have the ability to then verify all of the equipment is correct, the miles are correct, and there's no other issues. Now, once I complete this, I'm going to be provided with a real Express Cash offer certificate for that value. It is completely disclosed. Now, we also are going to provide our dealers with the ability to look at all of the data and how this was generated. Now, our system works with a integration with Black Book and integration with AutoCheck to be able to bring in the vehicle's history and make these adjustments to the overall value. But the real magic is in what we call our Express Cash offer matrix pricing. Now, what this allows our dealers to do is to create a pricing strategy which starts with a base value of Black Book, adding in the history adjustments, and then adding in the dealer selected matrix values. So this is where you can design how you want to price your vehicles. Now, we make the suggestion of creating 4 different pricing models. This would be from an aggressive pricing model. It would go to moderate pricing model, and then a conservative, and then we have one additional, which is a cautious. So any vehicles, maybe like a Ferrari or a Porsche or a Bentley, we'd want to be using a cautious pricing model. And then maybe for everything that's super late model, 2021, 2022, 2020, we want to use a moderate pricing level, because we do find, this is my experience, that those super late model vehicles have a higher book value than what the actual street value is for that vehicle. So we can apply them based on the make, the model, the year, however we want to apply that. And then we move into aggressive pricing for the vehicles that you want to buy. You want to make sure that you're buying your like model vehicles. So if you're a Toyota dealership, you get a little aggressive on those 2 to 8-year-old Toyotas, Hondas, Nissans. So we work with you and identify what that pricing model is, which is fully customizable at any moment. We can change a pricing model with you in about 20 seconds. So with that said, now let's talk about, well, how effective is this pricing model? And to do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about how we look at the effectiveness of the overall conversion system as a lead conversion system, as an opportunity creator for your dealership. So first of all, we know that traditionally a CRM is going to have this first touch lead conversion reporting, meaning that the first lead that makes it into your dealership CRM, that's going to get full credit for where that customer came from. So if the customer is already in your CRM and then they revisited your dealership website and went through the Express Cash Offer system, the Express Cash Offer system is not going to get any credit. Now, there's other models that we might want to look at, such as a last touch, and that would be some CRMs and or digital marketing solutions will give full credit to the last time a customer submitted a lead or clicked on an ad. And that's a last touch attribution model. What we're going to be looking at is more of a multi-touch, where we know that there's value between the first place that we integrate or that we communicated with a consumer, the last place, or anything in between. Everything should get some full credit. So what we've done is we've looked at, well, all of the leads generated through the Express Cash Offer system, well, how many of those customers actually completed an appraisal in the dealership showroom? With that said, this is what we came up with. So in this dealership example, that dealership in the entire month completed 948 appraisals. Out of that, 138 of all of the appraisals, 14.56 of them started the appraisal journey on the dealership's website through the Express Cash Offer technology. We generated through this system 397 leads. This is a 1 month period of time. And 34% of those leads actually visited the dealership showroom and completed an appraisal. So from a lead generation standpoint, high volume, high quality, driving customers to your dealership showroom, giving you the ability to buy a car or trade that customer into a new vehicle. Now, from a pricing standpoint, this is where it's very important to understand that we've done the work to make sure that our pricing models are in place. The average Express Cash Offer for this vehicle is $23,849. The actual Express Cash or the actual ACV appraised by the dealership was $22,290. Based on the data that was in their vAuto system, they had an average reconditioning of $1,427. So the difference between the ECO and the dealer ACV was $1,557, which was about $100 plus or minus to the actual ACV when taking the reconditioning in consideration, which is exactly what we recommend. ECO price to market was 83%. Dealerships price to market was 84%. So we're on the money with the express cash offer. Exact same thing looking at another dealership. 1,100 completed appraisals. 115 started their journey through the express cash offer, which is over 10%. Out of the 294 leads generated from the express cash offer system, 39 of those made it to the dealership showroom. We had a $19,646 average express cash offer value. The dealership had an ACV of $18,785. Average recon as listed in vAuto was $1,084. The difference between the express cash offer value and the dealer ACV was $861, within a couple $100 of what the average reconditioning is, which should be taken in consideration from the express cash offer value, where you're going to deduct any needed reconditioning. Our express cash offer price to market was 79%. The dealership's price to market was 82%. So right in line with exactly what they needed, what they anticipated and put values on their car. So in this video, we covered a lot of information, so I appreciate your patience. I want to let you know that I will be speaking at the next digital dealer in Tampa in May. I have I think a Tuesday presentation at 9 a.m. I hope that you'll show up there. I'm going to be talking about exactly this: non-traditional used vehicle acquisition strategies, utilizing an express cash offer system right on your dealership website. I appreciate your time watching this video. You're going to find this video plus many others at intice.com.